In LA this week,
a trying time for the LAPD as they say goodbye to one of their officers. I'm Rasha Goel, and that story's up next.
It is part of the mayor's three-pronged approach for a summer of success for young people. We've talked about summer night lights in the past. We've talked about summer youth jobs, and now the latest component to all this, a summer of learning. I'm Gil Reyes with the story next.
I'm Anna Marcos. Goodwill in the community with the opening of this new flagship outlet. We'll show you why this Goodwill is more than just another store. More coming up.
hello and welcome to LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ellen Chang. It's been a difficult few months for the LAPD, which has had to bid farewell to several officers. Rasha Goel takes us to the memorial service of an officer police say was deliberately killed by another driver.
LAPD officers gathered at the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Angels in downtown Los Angeles to bid a final farewell to fallen LAPD officer Roberto Sanchez, who died in a hit-and-run crash in Harbor City on May 3rd.
Roberto didn't just die, he was murdered. And the people responsible will be brought to justice.
I think I speak for a city that, of course, is sad, but is also angry. We are sick and tired of bearing our city's finest through sins of omission or commission.
The 32-year-old officer was a 6-year veteran of the LAPD. According to the LAPD, Officer Sanchez was killed by a driver of an SUV when he rammed the SUV into the officer's patrol car. Officials say Officer Sanchez and his partner Richard Medina were chasing a vehicle when minor Enrique Varela, a 20-year-old, allegedly intentionally collided with the patrol car to help the other driver escape. Varela has been charged with murder and other felonies.
When someone is intentionally killed in the line of duty, it conjures up anger, but it also conjures up resolve from the department. The person has been arrested, and now we got to allow the judicial process to take its course.
Sanchez is one of 4 LAPD officers to die in a traffic collision in the past 3 months.
He loved being a police officer. He put a long hours and various shifts, and he never complained about it. He was just so proud of serving the public.
Officer Roberto Sanchez is survived by his parents and wife. In downtown Los Angeles, I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
Sanchez's partner, Officer Richard Medina, suffered a broken jaw from the crash. Another officer killed in March was Officer Nicholas Lee, and taking a page from what is arguably Hollywood's most iconic landmark, the Walk of Fame, one police station pays tribute to Lee with the unveiling of a star. The Hollywood division of the Los Angeles Police Department has taken to honoring its fallen officers with their own memorial star on the Hollywood Police Memorial Walk outside the entrance to the station.
As iconic as that Walk of Fame is, this right here has a different purpose.
The latest to be memorialized, Officer Nicholas Lee, who was killed on March 3rd of this year while on duty. Lee was killed in a collision with a dump truck in the city of Beverly Hills.
Nicholas Lee, an individual who has committed his life to public service, giving his all over 16 years of service with the department, meeting countless and thousands of individuals along the way, and serving his community, his friends, and his family.
Lee's wife, brother, children, and parents, as well as other members of his family, were on hand for the ceremony. Lee's mother could not contain her grief as she wept over her son's star. Nicholas Lee was the 8th Hollywood Division officer to pay the ultimate price. Tragically, less than 2 months after Lee was killed by a dump truck, LAPD officer Ernest Allen was also killed in a collision with the cement truck while he was off duty on the very same road where Lee was killed. And to provide our officers with a safe place to work is a top priority for the city. Tara Gibson takes us to the groundbreaking for a new police station in the city's northeast area.
what so proudly we held.
Los Angeles city officials gathered to commemorate the groundbreaking of a new police station for the city's northeast community. They say this new station, located on the 3300 block of San Fernando Road, will serve the community surrounding Dodger Stadium.
I think most of us in the city of Los Angeles never thought we'd see the day we'd be breaking ground over here. So this is quite exciting for all of us, and it is certainly long overdue. And a lot of work went into this.
District 1 Councilman Gil Cedillo says police officers who risk their lives every day deserve a police station that will give them the sense of security that they need. He says the new Northeast Station will provide this to them.
It is the very least that we can do to make sure that every person putting on a uniform has an environment that's safe.
In light of the recent shootings in the lobby of the LAPD West Traffic Division by a gunman, Police Chief Charlie Beck says the safety of officers and community members who access police stations remains the highest of priorities.
We need to give you a secure place to work. We need to give you a place where you can feel not only at home, but safe.
Police Commissioner Steve Sobroff says the new spacious building will be equipped with the latest communication technology so officers can do their job more efficiently for the city of Los Angeles.
Together, we're going to move forward and let this building signify that future for this great department in this great city.
The new Northeast Police Station is being built right next to the existing one. Chief Beck says once completed, the new Northeast Station will be in prime condition to serve the needs of the community. I'm Tara Gibson, reporting for LA This Week.
The new Northeast Community Police Station is funded through a bond measure that was passed in 2002. The station is expected to open in a couple of years. Mayor Eric Garcetti introduced it in his State of the City speech, a commitment to helping ensure young people in Los Angeles enjoy a productive summer. And as Gil Reyes reports, the mayor is taking two old ideas and adding a third, called the Summer of Learning.
Dorsey High School student Deoncy Dunbar hopes to do more than just play video games this summer. He also wants to start learning how to create them.
I probably want to get a job at Sony or Microsoft, creating games for like Xbox.
A step towards this long-term goal is a new program launched by the mayor's office called A Summer of Learning. Students are offered a variety of free summer courses to be taken in classrooms, city libraries, museums, even online at home. Completed courses earn city-certified digital badges, basically online credits that students can share with friends, teachers, college administrators,
or with a future employer. In other words, Angelenos will graduate from high school now, having earned a digital resume full of new skills, something that they can be proud of.
The mayor says a young person can earn up to 60 badges this summer, everything from resume writing to computer coding. Courses can take as little as one day, others can take a few weeks. Details unveiled at a news conference at this LA City Library in Exposition Park. This summer, you can earn a Young Chef's Academy badge. You can even earn badges playing sports at city parks.
It's mainly in our baseball programs throughout the summer, so a lot of it is keeping the kids engaged.
Summer of Learning is part of the Mayor's Summer of Success program. It includes the nationally praised Summer Night Lights activities. They've helped reduce crime by keeping city parks open after hours with fun activities for young people. Also part of the recipe is the Hire LA's Youth program, which aims to hire 10,000 young people for part-time jobs this summer, keeping young people occupied. That's the goal for a summer of earning, learning, and playing. In Exposition Park, Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
To sign up for free summer courses, simply log on to summeroflearning.la. The program is open to those between 3 and 24 years of age. Also in the mayor's State of the City address was to reignite in Angelenos the spirit of creativity, innovation, and invention. And to that end, the city recently sponsored an event to help spur on residents to create the next big thing. The term hacking usually brings to mind the act of illegally breaking into someone's secured network system to wreak digital havoc. But at this LA Civic Hackathon, or Hack for LA, sponsored by the Los Angeles City Controller's Office, the goal was much more benign, lofty even.
A hackathon is when a group of people come together, not necessarily coders, but also UX designers and public activists come together to build something great for LA. It could be an app, it can be a web page, page.
Even simpler, it's using technology to better city government as well as the quality of life for its residents.
That's actually one of the reasons why I quit my recent job, because my heart wasn't into it, and I really didn't believe that it would help people in the long run. So I'm always trying to use technology and actually help people.
The Parker app is one example of what this hackathon is striving for. Angelenos can use the Parker app to find available parking spaces instead of wasting gas and clogging up traffic circling streets. The hope is for more great innovations like that to spring forth from events like this.
The City of LA is and especially the City Controller, Ron Galperin, encourages these events because unfortunately we don't have some of these skills within City Hall. We don't have very many coders. We don't have folks who can create an app on the fly, and that's why we're here.
And at this hackathon held at the Blank Spaces work-sharing studio downtown, the word hacker is getting redefined.
A very famous hacker was Benjamin Franklin. He was a hacker for the city because when the firefighters couldn't fight all of the fires that they had, Benjamin Franklin created a brigade, which was a group of civilians who took it into their own hands to solve that problem. So hacking really just means a group of people who are solving a problem creatively together.
And how about all those comparisons to Silicon Valley? Will Los Angeles ever measure up?
I think we have the potential to be a bigger and better Silicon Valley because we have more people. We have 10 million people, and that's 10 million potential hackers who can all do really amazing, great things.
The next Hack for LA event will be May 31st to June 1st at City Hall. Go to hackforla.org to sign up. GLASSELL Park has welcomed a lot of goodwill into its community, 135,000 square feet of it. We're talking about a new Goodwill megastore that's also helping young people find jobs. Anna Marcos takes us there.
Good morning. Welcome to Goodwill.
Welcome indeed to Goodwill's largest flagship store in Southern California, now open for business in GLASSELL Park. The mega store aims to give back to the community as much as it takes in by training those who are disadvantaged or disabled for jobs in the marketplace. Goodwill funds the programs with the money it makes.
On our first day, more than 560 shoppers entered our store within 40 minutes of opening. And on our 3-day sales total smashed every retail record in our nearly 100-year history.
This center provides a critical value to the community where unemployment is high, where families struggle.
This is actually for everybody. Anyone who's in need of a job, anyone who's looking for a job, anyone who's in need of a direction, Goodwill is there for them. It's not just for the disabled.
Walking down these wide halls, you get the feeling this is more than just another store. There's community rooms where classes like yoga and Zumba are scheduled, a career resource center, and even a cafe, Cafe G, which has its own culinary school.
We do workshops on dressing for success, resume building. We also identify the gaps in their skills that they have, and we match them up with vocational training and educational training so that we can really get them job ready.
The store has already hired 65 people and plans to add a total of 120 workers. But the number of people it helps place in community jobs will have even more far-reaching effects. The health of residents is also due for a change, as Councilmember Mitch O'Farrell launches the first farmers market in the area.
The mission of Sustainable Economic Enterprises fits beautifully with the mission of Goodwill. It's all about sustainability. It's all about providing fresh, farm-grown food to communities that don't always have the best access to fresh, healthy food.
One snip of the ribbon, and this community is already well on its way to a healthier, happier, and more economically stable future. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
The Farmers Market in GLASSELL Park, by the way, will now be open every Thursday from 3 to 7 p.m. in front of the Goodwill store. 4 members of a hip-hop group hailing from Koreatown, the city's new chief legislative analyst, and World War II veterans are among those honored at this year's Asian Pacific Islander American Heritage Month at City Hall. Here's Rasha Goel.
Asian and Pacific Islander American Heritage Month festivities recently kicked off at City Hall.
Some may ask, why is it in May? May 7th, 1843, the first Japanese immigrated to the United States. And to mark the anniversary of the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in May 10th of 1869, these two things were seen as signature events.
There are also 180,000 APIA-owned businesses in LA County alone.
Several individuals and groups were recognized for their contributions. This year, hip-hop band quartet Far East Movement was presented with the Dream Award.
The Far East Movement was the first Asian American music group to earn a #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 list.
We really got to thank the veterans and a lot of the generation before us that kind of paved the way and gave us the opportunity to just live a normal life as LA kids.
Search to Involve Filipino Americans, or SIPA, a nonprofit group led by Joel Jacinto, was awarded the Service Award for its work in health, economic, and social service programs. The Spirit Award was given to Deborah Sue, Executive Director of the Center for the Pacific Asian Family, which provides support for domestic violence and sexual assault victims.
Most importantly, I want to share this with the survivors who take on a very courageous journey of healing.
The Hope Award was presented to the city's new Chief Legislative Analyst, Sharon So, and veterans from World War II were honored with the Hero Awards.
We commend them for their bravery and service as Asian Americans who served in our armed forces after being in internment camps across the southern and western United States.
A deep-felt thanks to the City of Los Angeles and bestow this honor.
After a heartfelt award ceremony in City Hall, the celebration continued outdoors with a variety of taste from the Asian and Pacific Islander cultures. I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
For more information on events being held throughout the month, log on to culturela.org. It's a Hollywood red carpet event for up-and-coming teen filmmakers. The annual LA Student Media Festival is put on by one council member who believes in investing today in tomorrow's artists. Anna Marcos reports.
It's become something of an Oscar event for LA's younger generation of filmmakers. The 4th annual Los Angeles Student Media Festival hit the red carpet in downtown LA. The producer and creator of this Tinseltown-worthy event, Councilmember Paul Krikorian.
Here we are, the entertainment capital of the world, and we need to continue to develop the best talent, the best professionals in this industry that we can, and there's no better time to start than when they're young.
Students from 12 different high schools submitted their short films. 37 were chosen for this special screening out of more than 150 entries, with awards in several categories, including a Best of Show prize. The students also got to hobnob with movers and shakers in the industry and with each other.
Since the festival, we've been making a lot of films. Me and my partner, Daniel Jonathan, who's not here. We just did a Kickstarter and raised money to do our next short film that hopefully we'll be shooting this summer.
I was interested in film like 4 years ago when I saw Batman Begins, and I was like, I should do that.
All we can say is, Christopher Nolan, watch out. It seems Batman may soon have a new contender on the scene. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
The comedy Butter by Luka Joncic of El Camino Real Charter High School, as well as the documentary Swords into Plowshares by Max Cho of Harvard Westlake School, were among the winners. Skid Row receives more funding for homeless services. One councilman comes to the defense of Magic Johnson and the annual blessing of the bicycles. These stories and more in CityBeat. In an attempt to rehabilitate his image after being banned for life by the NBA for racist remarks caught on tape, Clippers owner Donald Sterling spoke with CNN's Anderson Cooper, only to drop more bombshells. In the sit-down interview, Sterling accused former Laker great Magic Johnson of not giving back to the African-American community. Councilmember Bernard Parks called a news conference at City Hall to set the record straight.
Whether he is opening Starbucks restaurants or 24-hour fitness or TGIF Fridays or the Magic Johnson theaters here locally or across the nation, he has been a particular person that paid attention to minority communities, and the amount of impact he's made on young people and the employment of young people has been significant.
Parks also says Johnson has and continues to raise money for the treatment of HIV/AIDS. More than 100 bicyclists received the annual blessing of the bicycles at Good Samaritan Hospital as part of Metro's Bike Week LA. The annual week-long event is meant to raise awareness about bicycle safety. This year, Swami Swarupananda, a Hindu priest, offered the blessing.
Certainly we see bicyclists that have come in severely injured over the years, and again, it's part of our mission of keeping our community healthy to bring about this awareness.
Meanwhile, at a separate Bike Week LA event at Union Station, Councilman Mike Bonin joined the Los Angeles County Bicycle Coalition to release the results of a bike count conducted over several days in September 2013. The report shows the number of people bicycling in Los Angeles is up 7.5% since 2011. And a reminder from the city's Animal Services Department to make sure you are mindful of your pet's well-being during the summer heat. Always make sure that your dog or cat has plenty of fresh water to drink. A bucket that holds a gallon or more of water will stay cool longer than water in a shallow pan. And go on early morning or later evening walks with your dogs to save them from burning their feet walking on hot pavement during the midday heat. The Los Angeles City Council has approved an expanded $3.7 million budget for comprehensive and spot cleaning in Skid Row. This more than doubles the previous budget allocated for Operation Healthy Streets. The additional money will also go toward services such as additional trash cans, toilets and showers, and facilities where the homeless can store their personal belongings. And in This Week in Tweets, it was a busy week in Councilman Jose Huizar's 14th District. Regarding the Skid Row funding, the councilman tweeted on May 13th, much more is needed, but pleased, Council approved $3.7 million to expand Operation Healthy Streets program serving Skid Row community in downtown LA. On May 14th, Huizar tweets this photo of himself, Councilman Tom LaBonge and Rec and Parks General Manager Michael Scholl, along with others, and the caption, official groundbreaking for a nearly 2-acre park at First and Broadway. Councilman Huizar has committed $10.6 million in local Quimby funds thus far for the Civic Center Park that is also part of Rec and Parks' goal to build 50 new parks. Huizar's office also tweeted this photo with former Los Angeles Mayor Richard Riordan, captioned, "Happy 90th birthday, the Pantry Cafe, and thanks, Richard Riordan, for courage and foresight to save it from ruin before downtown LA resurgence." In case you didn't know, the Pantry is currently owned by Riordan and has been designated as a Los Angeles Historic Cultural Monument. Councilman Mitch O'Farrell recently went door-to-door to hear what's on the minds of area residents. Gil Reyes reports from Silver Lake.
The only thing I consider about the sidewalks, some trees, they raising the roots, they raising the sidewalks.
Yes, the tree roots.
If you walk from here all the way to Hoover, you see the sidewalks, they're terrible.
There's this big initiative to possibly put before the voters that will resurface most of the city streets that are so badly broken down and replace about $700 million worth of city sidewalks. That's something that may or may not make it to the ballot.
Councilman Mitch O'Farrell answering questions in his monthly door-to-door visit with constituents. Today, we're in the community of Silver Lake, where the councilman delivers these free resource guides to every home he visits.
Let us know if you need assistance. Your field deputy's information is on there as well. It's Mary Rodriguez. And the phone number to our field office and our city hall office and other helpful phone numbers are there. Okay.
Some 30 volunteers scour the neighborhood to help deliver the guides. Volunteers get a chance to offer suggestions to the councilman while getting to know their neighborhood.
I moved to Silver Lake about 6 months ago, and I've been trying to get as involved as possible in my community so that I know what's going on, what the issues are, and how I can, just put a little bit of sand there and help out.
They're empowered that if they take action on the street where they live, that they can play a part in changing their neighborhood for the better.
People can request to volunteer for these community walks by logging on to cd13.com and hitting the volunteer icon. In Silver Lake, Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
In this week's list of things to do, you're invited to help paint a mural, the annual Memorial Day Parade in the Valley, and an exhibit on 2 of LA's most popular hot sauces. Contribute to a community mural by adding your words or appropriating the words of others. The Hammer Museum will be hosting a pop-up mural event on Sunday, May 25th, for adults and kids 5 and older from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Families are invited to look closely at works of art in the galleries and then create art inspired by what they see. The event is part of its new Close Encounter series, in which artists encourage families to look closely at art, experiment, and create together. The event is free. The Hammer is located at 10899 Wilshire Boulevard. For parking and other details, go to hammer.ucla.edu. The Canoga Park West Hills Chamber will host the 25th Annual Memorial Day Parade on Monday, May 26th. The theme for this year's parade is Saluting the Price of Freedom. The parade will step off at Sherman Way and Owens Mouth in Canoga Park, starting at 11 a.m., ending at the First Baptist Church of Canoga Park. Ronald McDonald will serve as the children's marshal at this year's parade, which will feature a flyover, members of the LA Galaxy, and of course marching bands and equestrian teams. You can contact the Chamber office at 818-884-4222 for more information. Condiments aren't just ketchup and mustard anymore. If you love it spicy, then head over to the Chinese American Museum for LA Heat, Taste-Changing Condiments. The exhibit, running now through July 12th, explores the impact of sriracha and tapatio in Los Angeles. Sriracha and tapatio hot sauces are two examples of the recent homegrown all-American condiments that have dramatically impacted American cuisine. The exhibit features artwork from artists who are passionate and reflective about notions of identity, community, and foodways. The Chinese American Museum is located at 425 North Los Angeles Street. For ticket prices and other info, go to camla.org. And that's a look at some upcoming things to do. It's one thing for students to learn in the classroom, but there's nothing more refreshing than getting them moving on a hike in the fresh air. Yana Kay has more.
Fourth grader Narek Caribbean didn't think he'd make it all the way to the top, but now that he has, he says it's worth it.
I think it was great and it was fun.
His mom also came along for Councilmember Tom LaBonge's annual Hike for Health event and says it's a great way to keep her son active.
Healthy living is #1 priority in my family, so we're excited to be here today.
Nearly 500 4th and 5th graders from 5 elementary schools took part in the event, taking the gentle 1.5-mile hike to the top of Mount Hollywood at the Griffith Observatory.
If you hike, you'll be healthy. If you keep your body moving, you'll be healthy.
Representatives from various city departments were on hand teaching kids about recycling and health and nutrition. But for these kids, the hike was the best part.
It's one of the best things I ever did. Oh, I loved it. It was kind of fun and kind of scary at the same time.
Once they got to the top, the kids were able to catch their breath, grab some water, and enjoy the stunning views.
It's a nice memory that the students build and will have for a lifetime.
Now, most of these students live in the neighborhood, and they say they never even knew these trails existed. They say from now on, they plan on hiking much more often. I'm Yana Kay for LA This Week.
Councilmember Tom LaBonge has been hosting the event for the last 9 years. That's going to do it for this edition. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ellen Chang. A reminder that you could catch us online at lacityview.org. You can also follow and like us on Facebook. We'll see you back here next week for more of LA This Week.